0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Terox brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Terox brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Terox has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit terox.co.uk. Yes, it's me, Mark Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver Podcast. It's the fastest, it's the friendliest, and it's for all the family. The Gas Shocks 116 Trophy and 120 Coupe Cup are the fastest growing race series in the UK, taking in 6 one-hour races and 8 sprints at all the top circuits. Visit 116trophy.com to find out more and get yourself behind the wheel. Returning from Classic Le Mans the other week with my friend and colleague Marie-Catherine Linney, better known as the French Diva, Marie-Catherine very kindly arranged for me to visit the Matra Museum, also known as Musee Espace Automobiles Matra, in the stunning little French town of Romorantin. Absolutely beautiful little place. The museum is stunning. You can spend as much time and gain as much pleasure from sitting in the gardens on a nice day as you can from walking around the museum. But before my interview with Bruno, it's probably just as well to give you an idea of Matra's past. It stands for Mécanique Aviation Traction, which was a French industrial conglomerate. During its years of operation, it was engaged in a wide range of business activities, primarily focused around automobiles, bicycles, aeronautics, and, surprisingly, weaponry. Following the acquisition of vehicle manufacturer Automobiles René Bonnet, the company formed Matra Automobiles during the 60s and made the Matra brand famous through its production of a range of racing cars and sports cars. Its car division also worked closely with other vehicle manufacturers, significantly Renault, prior to the decline and sale of Matra automobiles during the 2000s. In addition to road cars, Matra entered into a wide range of businesses, eventually diversifying into media, the aforementioned weaponry, aeronautics, automobiles, and music distribution. Once owned by the Floriat family, throughout much of the company's existence, French businessman Jean-Luc Lagarde served as CEO of Matra itself, and during 1988, Matra was privatised, Lagarde's stake in the company growing considerably over the following years. During 45, Matra immediately began development of an ambitious twin-engined aircraft intended to be the fastest propeller-driven plane in the world. And in 1951, the sound barrier was broken in horizontal flight for the first time in Europe by an aircraft using Matra-built engine. During 61, Matra became involved in early European space program, having been appointed as the first prime contract for satellites. As regards the road cars, the best-known ones are the aforementioned Matra Jet, Matra 530, Matra Bagheera, Matra Murano, Renault Espace and the Renault Aventime, which was incredibly ahead of its time. If you've never seen one, do go and have a look at one. They are unusual. They are a huge car with cantilever doors, but have the performance of a small hatchback. Once again, it was the advanced design and engineering of the Aventime that, in many ways, sealed its fate as a car that didn't particularly sell well. People just didn't understand it. Equally, the Matra Rancho, based around a Simca saloon, Simca hatchback and Simca van. The Rancho was an ersatz off-roader. It was not four-wheel drive, but its looks made everybody think it was. They are now an incredibly rare car and an incredibly desirable car. There's only about 3 in the UK, but one of which is the one with the removable sides and top. That is an incredibly rare car. But, once again, a car that people in the UK didn't overly get. As time went by, the first road cars under the name, as I said, were the Jet, and they were diversified into motorsport for the simple reason Lagarde realised that motorsport really was the way to promote the cars. One of which was by promoting, in later years, the Renault Espace. The Espace, everybody thinks, is a Renault. It's not. It's a Matra with a Renault badge on it. It was the first of the people carriers. It really did define this type of car. There's been various Renault Espace over the years. They're now built by Renault, but the original is still the one to own, as I said, built by Matra. And just to make life interesting, and to prove they could do it, they also fit a Williams F1 engine into the back of one, which sits in the museum, and without any, shall we say, method of competition, it remains the fastest Renault Espace ever built. When it comes to motorsport, single-seaters and sports cars, their drivers are incredible. Graham Hill, Henry Pescarolo, who drove at Le Mans 33 times. The other thing is about Pescarolo, he loves his Matras so much, he still appears at the museum from time to time, and with permission of the local mayor, drives one of the Matras that he won the 24-hour in around the town centre. Needless to say, the town comes to a positive halt. Other drivers, Jean-Pierre Beltois, Jackie Stewart, Chris Amon, Jean-Pierre Jarrier, Nino Vaccarella, the Targa Florio legend, Jean Goucher, Jack Brabham, and nobody can forget when the two Matras more or less crossed the finish line at the Le Mans 24 hours, more or less side by side, with Pescarolo and Hill driving their respective cars, Matra 670s, back in 1972. The racing section of Matra was formed in 1965. Their first race was Monaco 1967. And of course, nobody can forget Matra's involvement and partnership with Tyrrell that propelled Jackie Stewart to one of his early world championships. A walk round the museum is fascinating. It's light, it's airy, the cars are well spaced, it's very friendly. All the cars are on show. They're single-seaters, they're sports cars, the saloons, the little two-seaters. There is also a small two-seater with a very tiny engine. Somebody told Matra you could not make a tiny car go fast. Well, Matra didn't like being told they couldn't make a very tiny car go fast. So they built this one-off. And this tiny little car is faster down a runway than a fighter jet. They just proved it could be done. It's done it on a few occasions, and it remains one of the few cars that is capable of this feat. They also produced a folding town car that is incredibly short wheelbased for town use, but at the flick of a switch when you get out onto the open road or onto one of the péages, the wheelbase extends itself, the car unfolds, which means it's far more stable at speed and on the open road. You only need to walk round the museum to realise that Matra was a fantastic company. It would be nice to see them return, but it's doubtful if they ever will. But of all the defunct manufacturers, I think it's safe to say Matra have one of the most glorious histories. You cannot fail but to be impressed by the cars that they designed, the cars that they built, and nothing sounds like a Matra V12 racing engine. And the interesting thing is, where a lot of manufacturers will design and build an engine for F1, design and build an engine for sports cars, Mazda just designed a V12 engine, and it went in both single-seater F1 cars and their Le Mans winning sports cars. And nothing sounds like a Matra V12 under full throttle. It is still one of the sounds. And if you go to the museum, when you walk through the engine display, it automatically triggers the sound of one of the V12 engines racing. So, without further ado, sit back and enjoy my all too brief chat with Bruno at the Matra Museum, as I said, or Musee Espace Automobiles Matra. And if you're passing Romorantin, go and have a look. The interesting thing is, you will only find the signs for it about 200 yards away from it. It's very, very quiet. It's very subdued. But they host a whole host of things. When I went, besides the Matras, there was a homage to British cars, with Jaguars, with Aston Martins, with Minis, with Rolls-Royce, Morris Minors. So it's not purely Matra, but it is really Matra at heart. As I said, please go or sit back and enjoy my chat with the museum director, Bruno. I'm sat outside the Espace Automobile Matra, or the Matra Museum, with Bruno Lorgeoux, director. Bruno, welcome to the Backseat Driver.
Oh, thank you. Welcome too.
How long has this museum been in existence?
Oh, 23 years. In 2000. They made this museum for Matra. It was not a museum. It was an Espace Automobile Matra to the glory from Matra made in Romorantin.
Now, during its racing years, Matra had some of the greatest drivers. We had Jackie Stewart, Graham Hill, Francois Sever. And, I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, Francois Sever, Chris Amon, Jack Brabham, Jack Hicks, Depailler, and more.
And, of course, its famous association with Tyrrell, because it was the engine that powered Stewart and Tyrrell for quite a few seasons.
Yeah, Jackie Stewart was world champion with a V8 from Cosworth, not with a Matra motor, Matra engine, and but he was a teacher for Francois Sever.
Yeah, regrettably, Francois Sever was due to take over from Stewart, yes, and would have been. I mean, it was odds on that Sever would have been a world champion many times over.
Yes, Jackie Stewart said Sever is the next world champion. Yeah,
but like a lot of drivers of that era, they were never able to prove their worth because fate intervened and an accident took their life. But that was rather something they accepted during that era of multisport.
Yes, but the mentality now is very changed, and between the pilots, it's not the same. How I say, to be together, not during the race, but for the race and after the race.
Yeah, they were all great friends. They lived together, played together, travelled together. But, of course, on the circuit, it was slightly different.
Yeah, sure. And I spoke with Henri Pescarolo, who won Le Mans with Graham Hill in 72, and told me some anecdotes, very, very funny. But I can't tell.
Now, Matra started out as an aviation company, didn't it? Producing aircraft and aircraft engines.
No, not aircraft. They produce missiles, cruise missiles. And Jean-Luc Lagardère came from the firm Dassault, who building planes. Like Mirage and Lagardère come from Dassault, and as he comes, he said, in 10 years we are world champion. Yeah. And he did it.
What brought the move into cars and into racing? What caused them to move into engines and cars?
Oh, that's a long story. In Romorantin was a brand, René Bonnet. That was the first car with composite carrossery and middle engine.
Mid-engine layout.
Yeah, okay. And Matra wanted to have some carrosseries for the Bagheeras as composite, and they work with René Bonnet together, and it was Matra Bonnet. René Bonnet was a good driver, but not a good businessman. No, that's right.
Something that has afflicted many manufacturers.
That's right. And Matra swallow René Bonnet factory, and es war Matra Sport. And Jean-Luc Lagardère decided to get into Formula 1 and Le Mans cars and sowas. Yeah.
So, I mean, you look around like the engine display, and some of the engines are fantastic, and it's always been said a Matra V12 under full throttle is one of the greatest sounds you will ever hear.
Oh yeah, and even now, when you look on the internet, you look searching for the best sound. You have two cars now, Matra V12 and Mazda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, besides the fantastic racing cars, Formula 1 cars, Formula 2, Formula 3, and of course the fantastic Le Mans winning cars with Hill and Pescarolo, they produced quite a lot of normal road cars.
Yes, they made the jet, Matra jet, and then Bagheeras, Murenas, Ranchos, Avantime, Espace. You saw them in the museum. It's and the engineering was for me 15 years
In advance.
Yeah, in advance. Avant time, for time.
And of course, a lot of the one-off cars. I mean, there's an Espace down there that's got a Williams F1 engine.
Yeah, this F1. It was an anniversary car. It was for 10 years cooperation between Renault and Matra. And Matra, that was the birthday cake. And they built this Espace of V10 Williams Renault and chassis from Formula 1. And they built the carrossery from the Espace. And Alain Prost drove it with 327 kilometers an hour.
Now, a lot of people don't realise the famous Renault Espace. I mean, the Renault Espace was very much ahead of its time. Fiberglass, a people carrier. But people don't realise it was a Matra, but it never really received... Matra never really received the recognition.
We have only Espace with Matra name. It was in the prototype. They presented to Peugeot, to Renault, to Citroën, and to ask who can this build this car. Peugeot said no. They had the problem, money problem with Chrysler, and Citroën said no. Renault said yes. They bought Matra. At the beginning, it was very difficult to sell them, and after that, it was really a success. Yeah.
But I mean, when did Matra stop building cars and engines?
In 2003. Yeah, in Romorantin.
And why did they stop?
Oh, I can't say exactly why. It's a political political problems and money problem. It's very difficult to know. The problem was Matra had no distribution.
Yeah.
They were by Renault. That was the problem. Somebody wanted to buy Avantime, and the Renault said, "Oh, you can buy this one. It's Velsatis. You can buy this one. You get it faster."
Yeah.
And that was it was very. At the end, it was not good between Renault and Matra.
Is Matra still as popular with the French people as it used to be?
Yes, for the people, they know Matra. Yes, because Matra is a symbol. It's all French. Motor, carrosserie, and the people want that now.
And do you ever think Matra will come back? Do you think they will ever be able to come back?
I hope it. I don't know. And
what does Matra mean to you?
To me, it's a French brand will never come back. Able to in 10 years to be world champion, to win Le Mans 3 times. It's like a dream. Now, all the cars are European cars.
But back in its day, Matra were one of the greatest manufacturers and race winners in the world of motorsport.
Yes, in 70s, beginning 70s, and in Le Mans, then Formula One with Jackie Stewart. He realized what all the French people wanted to have, a world champion in a French car.
Because nothing quite equates to a French car and Pescarolo, a French driver, winning the greatest race in the world, Le Mans 24.
Yeah, 3 times. Henri Pescarolo is a great driver. Is a nice guy. He comes very often here. He's a very nice guy. Yeah.
And the cars that are on display, do they ever go out and drive on the circuits again?
Oh, not anymore. Oh, you think that Pescarolo is 80? But he used to drive a Le Mans car in Romorantin.
Drive it round the town?
Yes. The major said, yeah, you can.
And of course that will bring the town to a halt, wouldn't it? Everybody will want to see it and listen to it.
Sure. It was a nice time.
Bruno, sat here outside the Matra Museum in France. Couldn't be anywhere else. It's been an absolute pleasure, so thank you for joining me on the Backseat Driver.
That's my pleasure. Thank you.
Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes or commercials, Hodder Tyres are the best in the business. And when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hodder Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddertyres.co.uk.